CQ, the old friend's net. This is W4MEC. Net control for today's Sunday 5 o'clock. Old friends get together. The old friends net meets 3 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. and Sundays now at 5 p.m. Frequencies 3715, give or take, vintage gear. The old friends net is carried out in amplitude modulation mode, and as long as you can generate an AM signal, any rig is welcome to join us, and the operator behind it. This is also carried out in the old-fashioned round table style net, and I'll take check-ins several times throughout the net to make sure everybody has a chance to transmit. And let's see, great place to look for things or sell something, buy something, or get some help with something. So, if you would like to participate, please give W4MEC a call and come now.
Good afternoon, Charlie. WA4.
N4LQ.
WF to you.
WB4ARK.
KZ4 Bravo.
WB4NKL.
N4IYQ. KG4IUQ.
K1BBC.
WB4NKM. Okay, band's not the best, but here's what I got. It's W4MEC and the old friends. Dave, WA4LLR, Steve, N4LQ, Mir, WF2U, Buddy, WB4ARK, John, KZ4B, Cliff, WB4NKL, Chuck, N4IYQ, Mark, KG4IUQ, John, K1BBC, and Larry, WB4NKM. Who did I miss, or who else is out there?
Who follows KZ4B?
Tell you in a minute.
WN4 PFI.
Okay, we got Dope, WN4PFI. Any others? Okay, let's get started. Let me make sure you know who follows you and who comes ahead of you so you can wake up. First is LLR, LQ, 2U, ARK, 4 Bravo, and for John, WB4NKL after you, then IYQ, IUQ, PVC, NKM, and PFI. So, good afternoon, fellas. Glad you got to know or remembered that 5 p.m. was the witching hour today. It's about 66 degrees here, and it was smoky, then it blew out, and then the smoke came back, and now it's kind of halfway between smoky and not smoky from the fires down in Polk County. They still haven't gotten, they're still within a few miles of my daughter's place. They haven't evacuated anything yet. Tried to put out that fire yet. They've been working on the fire down by Lake Azure where all the big houses are. But the other one, there's just so far they've been letting it burn. Looks like they got it stopped at the road, so it doesn't seem to be crossing the road. So maybe they could get equipment there and keep it in check right there. I hope so. So let's get started with Dave, WA4LLR, and the group W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie, fine business, W4MEC, and the old friends, WA4LLR. Well, I certainly pray that the fire doesn't get close to your daughter's place. Let's see, we've got about 65 degrees, mostly sunny and smoky, and I think our smoke is coming from the fires around Table Rock, around the gorge, Level Gorge. The wind's coming out of the east, so that appears to be the culprit. But it's a beautiful day. Other than that, a little bit breezy, and I think they're saying we might get some rain tonight and tomorrow. Running the ART-13. I hadn't had it on in a while, and hoping it's going to be enough power for the net this afternoon. But so far, the signal seems pretty good. So it's the ART-13 and the R390A, and a coax-fed dipole about 50 feet. So, Steve, down to you. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
Okay, Dave, WA4LLR. This is N4LQ. Yeah, everybody's sounding pretty good here. At least I can copy everybody, and hopefully it stays that way. And it's been a beautiful day here. It's in the low 70s. It's 73 right now, and the humidity, get this, 9%. Talk about dry. And we've got some fire watch warnings out on the weatherman there, so that's concerning. Running the 32V3 Collins at 100 watts, and the horizontal loop antenna, and the HQ140X receiver, and the D104 mic. And with that, I will turn it on to Mir WF2U N4LQ.
Yeah, Roger. N4LQ and the group. This is WF2U. Good afternoon. And everybody sounds pretty good and loud here. I only watch the S meter with Charlie's signal, Dave and Steve. So Charlie is S8, Dave is S9, and Steve, you peaking up to 10 over 9. I'll give reports in the next round. Running the Yesu station again, the FR101D receiver, FL101 transmitter, which is driving the FL2100B linear, putting out about 320-25 watts peak. Yeah, we're having a nice sunny day today. It started out a little slow. It was 42 degrees in the morning when I got up at 6. And then it warmed up a little bit slow, but right now it's 72 degrees. The humidity is 31%, according to my little digital weather station right here in front of the shack. And oh yeah, the antenna is the end fed halfway for 80 meters. So with that, it goes to Buddy, WB4ARK, and the group. This is WF2U.
WF2U, WB4ARK. Well, good copy on everybody except Charlie. I'm barely copying Charlie's signal. Dave, your ART-13 sounds excellent. Very good signal. And I don't know what's going on with Charlie, but his signal was weak the other day, and it's even weaker today. So, not sure what the difference is or what is going on, but not too good. Well, let's see. We are also running the ART-13 today, and there was an interesting article in Scientific American regarding the search for dark matter, and they're going to try some new techniques. One is sapphire crystal, which is very sensitive to weak interaction, and the other one is helium. And so they're going to be using those two to try to pin down dark matter. We have four forces in nature: gravity, the strong force, the weak force, and the electromagnetic force. And gravity being the weakest of all the forces. They're trying to actually pin down what's going on with the dark matter, and so there's going to be a search going on within the next year or so to try to discover where it is. They thought they might be able to find it with the Hadron Collider in CERN, but it actually the force, the dark matter is actually weaker than that collider can detect. So about the only thing it's actually found is the Higgs boson. After all that they spent for it, but of course it was worth it. So over to KZ4B, WB4ARK.
Okay, WB4ARK and the group KZ4B, fine business, buddy. Like you, I'm having a hard time hearing Charlie. I didn't actually hear him call CQ, but I heard people coming back, so I just jumped in. And I'm sure as the day wears on, I will be copying Charlie better. But I do not know where it goes from here, so when I'm going to give it back to Charlie, and he can straighten it out if he can hear me. The band seems to be fairly short today. Buddy, you're so far the strongest. Normally that honor goes to... You're always strong, but Dave and Steve are usually heading up the group, but today they're both Q5, but weaker than usual. So the band is being funky. There's light QS Baker, so it's not fluctuating that much. It's just conditions aren't where they need to be. And I have my usual S9 noise. I haven't gotten to my neighbor to clamp on ferrite beads and see if that helps any. I'm on the usual T150. Some habits are hard to break. And receiving on the PR30 Palstar, and T150 is feeding an AL82, which in turn is feeding a 80-meter dipole that's resonant. So, back to you, Charlie. W4MEC in the group, KZ4B, over.
Okay, it goes to Cliff, WB4NKL.
KZ4B, it's WB4NKL. Perfect, everybody. Okay, Charlie, you are a little weaker than normal. The rest of the signals are pretty much booming in here. Running the BC610 and the Drake 2A receiver into my 160-meter dipole. Normal antenna for this setup. Pretty busy weekend here. I went down to the Charlotte Antique Meet. I was there Friday and seen Buddy and Brian and Phil, W9IXX. I think was the only ones I remember from the old friends group here, but had a good time. I sold most of what I've taken down, and one receiver did follow me home in a 1936 HCR 175 to RCA set. And I've got a RCA transmitter about that same vintage, so I'll pair it up with it one of these days, and when I get that stuff going, have a RCA station. And let's see, yesterday got into Chuck's Run over where he works. They had 5K jogging for the noggin, and enjoyed that. And then after I got done with that, I went back over to North Carolina to Brandon's W4GEZ and picked up a couple items and helped him move a little more stuff. So today I've been taking it easy, not too much of going. I got a walk in early. It started out here about 30 degrees, but it warmed up nicely into the low 70s. So I'll send it on to neighbor Chuck, N4IYQ, WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff, WB4NKL, and the old friends at N4IYQ. Good afternoon, everyone. 72 degrees here and sunny, but quite breezy. About 12-mile-an-hour winds. Looks like we've had gusts up to the 20s. We're on the multi-LMAC AF68A, driving the Heathkit SP221 at about 210 watts, receiving on the PMR8. On the double bazooka antenna up about 25 feet. Hearing everybody pretty good. Charlie, I'm struggling with a little bit. He's usually really strong here, but everybody else is good. And like I say, the winds are a little aggravating here. Knocks the chill down. Y'all have been proud of Cliff yesterday, running walking the 5K, and he did polish off some pancakes and sausage afterward at the brain injury rehab I work at. It's one of our fundraisers. KG4 IUQ, Mark, it's to you and 4IYQ.
Thank you very much. This is KG4 IUQ. Charlie is coming in less than ideal here. I noticed that a couple of days ago, the W4MEC was kind of light coming in on 160 meters, and he's kind of light today. He's talking about the fires in Polk County. I can copy what he says, but it's a little lighter than normal. Dave LLR with the ART-13. Sounds good. He mentioned some fires there where he lives. Steve N4LQ. He's saying he has a beautiful day there, and I'm a few miles away from him, and it has been a good day here. He's running the 32V3 twins. Mayer sounds good with the Yaesu station. Buddy WB4ARK with the ART-13. Giving some information about the search for dark matter. Sounds good. John KZ4 Bravo with the T150. Sounding good. He says that he has S9 noise at his location. Cliff WB4NKL with the BC610. Coming in good here. And Chuck N4IYQ with the AF68A. Sounding good. I'm running the multi-LMAC AF68 with the PMR8 receiver. I have a very low dipole, and I'm using amplifier, Ameritron, and my microphone is a Shure 444T, and I'm going to turn it over now to K1VVC. This is KG4IUQ.
Yeah, very good. Thanks a lot, Mark. KG4IUQ, K1VVC. Copying everybody, some stronger than others. I can't say that changing the time by an hour really made any difference, but it is what it is. John KZ4B was coming in real strong, and Steve, your 32V3 sounds really good here. That was extremely strong. Everybody else is sort of up and down. Beautiful weekend. Didn't go anyplace. And Cliff, if you don't mind, I haven't heard anybody really mention anything about the Antique Wireless meet. I wonder if you could fill me in on how everything was there. I stopped going because they changed the auction to 7 o'clock at night, and I just didn't want to stay around the whole day waiting for the auction. I'm running the Johnson Viking 500 with the ITT Mackie 3010C receiver and a half-wave end-fed. So with that, Larry, WB4NKM, K1VVC.
K1VVC from WB4NKM. Well, good afternoon to everyone. All good signals up here in Virginia, where it's windy and 63 degrees. Glad to make the net today and caught the time change on it, so seems to be working a little better for me. I guess I'm probably maybe the furthest one out. But real signals are good here. Got some static crashes. I don't know where that's coming from, but they're not what's clear. And Chuck, I appreciate that video that you added there on the clip. What's this morning? And on the smoke, we don't have any up here. It's been windy, gusty windy today, again, like it was yesterday. But lucky we don't have any fires up in this area that I know of. So I'll turn her down to Doak. WN4PFI, WB4NKM.
WB4NKM up in Wise, Virginia. This is WN4PFI in Suchet, Georgia, where it is 65 degrees. And I can't come close to your humidity, Steve. It's only 33% here, which is pretty dry, but nothing like what you got there. It's kind of like being in a desert. Been a pleasant day. We have got some wind, 10 to 15 miles an hour, making the 65 degrees feel a little cooler than it should be, but we're thankful for that. We had a good day at church today. We have called a new pastor, and today was his first day, and we're looking forward to him being here with us in Suchet. Charlie, I'm copying everybody just fine. Charlie, and I'm copying you just fine. I didn't detect any downward trend of your signal here, but everybody sounds fine here in Suchet. Charlie, turn it back to you now. WN4 MEC. This is WN4 PFI. Go ahead.
Okay, WN4 PFI in the group. W4AC. We play with my tuning here a little. One more. It's being obstreperous here. Won't let me. Yeah. That's about as close as I can get it. All right, let's see. Let me stand by. Do we have any late check-ins that would like to join us? Come now.
K4 JAL.
WA4EVK.
Okay, we got Jimmy, K4JAL, Boone, WA4EVK. Jimmy, he'll be after Doak next time, BFI, and then to JAL, and then to Boone, EVK, and then back to me. So go ahead and make transmission there, Jimmy, K4JAL, W4, let me see.
Roger. W4MEC, K4JAL over here in Burnsville at 67 degrees, and I'm glad of that. Our furnace went out early Friday morning, and the guy's supposed to come work on it is past my pay grade. I don't want to learn a new furnace. I don't know this. So there you go. I was late today because I was watching Duke stomp Baylor, which was good. I'm a Duke fan now that I got mad at my old alma mater when they fired our great coach, Jimmy Valvano, and I don't pull for them no more, but they ain't any good anyway. So I'll give it over to Boone. WA4EVK, I think you're a state grand too, K4JL.
K4JL in the group, WA4EVK. Go Wolfpack. You bet, Jimmy. I'm with you on Valvano. Not much to say here. Late check-in because of I've got pretty sad reception on some because of local noise source, but I finally got my signal enhancer going and knocked out most of the noise, I'm glad to say, and got it going. Running an AF68 into Swan Mark 1 with a kind of complicated receive setup using a SDR and a MFJ signal enhancer. And with that, over to you, Charlie. W4MEC to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone, WA4EVK in the group, W4MEC. Any other check-ins? Well, nothing heard. It's W4MEC and the old friends. Well, Boone and Doak have got the strongest signals on me, buddy. Your week also. Most of the stations east of me are weak and towards Limestone and that direction there. Cliff and Chuck and Larry are not nowhere near as strong as they normally are, but going over towards the west there is just fine. So we're going to chalk it up to band conditions. I checked everything out there and didn't really find anything obvious to the casual observer. So the antenna's still where it's supposed to be and everything else. So, anywho, so let's see. Signal strengths, like I said, everybody's readable, just not their normal signal strength. So let's go around again with Dave, WA4LLR, W4MEC.
Okay, W4MEC, WA4LR. Well, we got 14 in here. That's a good, respectable number. Charlie, you were the weakest on the band on the first go-round, but you've come up now, so you're sounding good. I got a great copy on everybody here. No problem, and my noise source is asleep this afternoon. Thank God. I'm not gonna punch it and say much about it. So the band is quiet, and so far good signals. And from my perspective, an hour later helped it. So anyway, well, Charlie, I really hope that they get the fires out and it doesn't endanger your daughter there. And let's see, Steve, 9% humidity. Good night. Man, that's desert. Holy mackerel. Well, let's see. Hopefully we'll get some rain tonight and tomorrow. So, and Buddy, interesting about the dark matter surge. Yeah, it's going to be interesting if they turn something up. Good deal, Cliff, on the RCA receiver that you picked up down there. I'd like to see you'll have to put a picture of that online or something. Good deal on helping Brandon. All the LMACs are sounding good, and the ASUs and the ARTs. So a pretty good cross section of equipment. And Mark, that 444 microphone sounds good. Doing a good job with the LMAC. Jimmy, sorry to hear about your furnace. Well, maybe we're going to have a warm spell till you get that one fixed. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. Great church service this morning. Had one fella give his life to the Lord, which is always a blessing. And just a real good time. And Doak, I believe, no, Boone, yeah, I believe you're the one that said y'all had a new pastor. Space weather. Sunspot count's 177. Solar flux index is 178. And the K index is 1.33. So kind of quiet, but typically around the equinoxes we have some cracks in the magnetic field that let in the solar wind to give us a little bit of instability. We'll just see what's going on. A few items from this day in history. On this day in 2011, Elizabeth Taylor passed away at age 79. On this day in 1912, Wernher von Braun was born, and we know him from the space program. On this day in 2021, the Suez Canal was blocked for 6 days when the mega freighter Ever Given ran aground. On this day in 2001, the Mir space station re-entered the atmosphere, falling into the South Pacific. Interesting, it had been designed to last 5 years, it lasted 15. On this day in 1983, President Reagan announced the Strategic Defense Initiative, popularly known as Star Wars, proposed to defend against potential nuclear attack. On this day in 1908, Joan Crawford was born. And on this day in 1857, American inventor Elisha Otis installed the first commercial elevator in a department store in New York City. And finally, on this day in 1775, Patrick Henry delivered the well-known speech that featured the phrase, "Give me liberty or give me death," at the Second Virginia Convention at St. John's Church in Richmond. So, that's a few things from this day in history. Here it comes, Steve, N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR is N4LQ. Well, I worked in the same building for 30 years, and we had Otis elevators, and we had a permanent guy from Otis that stayed on site, and everybody called him Otis, and I knew him for 30 years. I really not sure what his name really was. Anyway, concerning dark matter, I knew that it was something easily available, so I just put it into eBay, and I got 40,000 hits on dark matter, and I sent one of them out to the net so you can look at it. Comes in a bottle. You can take a, I think it's good for muscle strength according to the advertisement, so you can try some if you'd like to. And boy, I don't know, Charlie, maybe that smoke is got something to do with the propagation coming this way. It's between you and I, so maybe that's part of it. And let's see, what else have we got here? All the AF-68s, they seem to be rather numerous this morning, and they all sound great. And yeah, Mark, you're sounding really nice on that, just a nice, smooth audio on that thing. Glad to hear it. So with that, I guess I'll go ahead and turn it over to Mir. Was that Mir? Was that you that went into the space that Dave was talking about? WF2U, N4LQ.
No, definitely not. N4LQ, this is WF2. N4LQ, WF2U. Okay. Anyway, so now that's behind us. Everybody's actually coming in great. Nobody's doing less than S9 at this time, and some have some 10 over 9, including you, Steve. Yeah, Charlie started out as about S8. Now he's hovering between S9 and 5 plus. So it's almost like everybody has just about the same signal strength. Some have a little QSB, but it's just plus minus 1 S point. But everybody's making at least S9. So I have absolutely no problems with anyone. Initially, I planned to go to the AWA meet, and I think this is the first year that I missed it. I had so much to do around here that by the time I would have left the house, I would have probably about maybe an hour and a half to stay there before having to come home. So it just didn't pay. And so anyway, maybe I'll have a better planning for next year. But I hope. Oh yeah. Let's see, Cliff. Which RCA receiver have you got? And or transmitter or whatever. Anyway, what RCA gear did you get? I love RCA stuff. Also, especially the RCA Radio Marine Division. So, other than that, yeah, everybody sounds good. I was just doing a little reshuffling here in the shack, and started to move the dynamotor from under this desk, where I used to have the ART-13 set up, not anymore, and I got the cable out, cables actually, and maybe the next few days I'll move that over to the shelf unit where I have the ART-13 and the BC-348, and although I have to carry one of my nice, relatively light switching supplies over there, hook it up, and we go with it. I think last time I had that station on was like probably about 3 years ago. So, let's see. Next is Buddy, WB4ARK and the group. This is WF2U.
WF2U, WB4ARK. All right, Mir. Well, I've got a pretty good copy on everybody except Charlie. Charlie's signal is still rather weak. And Steve, you got Mir discombobulated with that statement you made. Let's see here. I think the temperature here is about 71 or 72. And so it's been a nice day yesterday and today. Possibly some rain coming, but not much. So we'll see what happens there. I also noticed that there's a new satellite going to be launched in 2028, I believe it is, and it might be 31 actually. 2031 is when they're going to launch that satellite, and it's going to look at the sun from the side. Whereas when we're looking at the sun, our satellites are looking at the sun, it's looking as we would be looking from the Earth. So they're going to launch a satellite that'll look at it from the side and give us a better perspective of when a solar flare is going to hit the Earth. They need a little bit more time to make corrections in the power grid and the satellites and so forth. They only have a day or two now, and that's not enough time to make changes, they say. So they're going to, the European Space Agency is going to launch this satellite. So we'll be able to get a better look at what's going on there. So that's all there is in history, I think, right now. So I'm going to say 73 at this point and bow out. Everybody's signal is pretty fair today. Some signals are weaker than others, but Charlie is definitely the weakest. So we will hopefully the signals will be better on Tuesday. So over to KZ4B, WB4 ARK.
Okay, WB4ARK in the group KZ4B, fine business, buddy. You're still holding forth as the strongest signal today. Usually that title again goes to LLR and LQ, but the band I guess is short. I don't know. And like yourself, I'm still having trouble copying Charlie. He's coming in better, but still nowhere near Q5. So there. I did want to comment on the last round about, you had mentioned, buddy, that the heavy dark matter was being detected with either sapphire or helium as a detection medium. And those are two laser mediums, especially our sapphire. It was a sapphire crystal and a helium neon laser. So that's interesting. I don't understand anything about dark matter detection, don't claim to, but it seems like there might be some kind of correlation there. I'll have to read up on that. It could be an interesting read. And let's see, what else here? As usual, Cliff, you're coming in pretty good. As always, very often you're top dog, and you may be again today, but Buddy so far is the strongest. I guess on that note, I'm going to pass it on over to you. WB4NKL in the group, and thanks for calling the net, Charlie, if you can even hear me. Over to Buddy. Cliff, rather. Take it away, Cliff.
Okay, John, KZ4B, WB4NKL. 100% copy all around, and Charlie's signal come up the last go-around, so it's just, I think it is, Charlie's right, I think it's condition, kind of selective conditions. But, a good copy on everybody. Now that receiver I picked up is an ACR-175 RCA from 1936. And I've got a transmitter that I got last year. It's about that same vintage, but I don't remember the number on it right off. It's about the same size, about the same vintage, but I think it's got 6L6 final in it. And let's see, John, it was a good turnout at the meet. It was a little cool starting out, but sunny day, and I don't think the cold weather really bothered anybody. Ron Beaver didn't get to come. Marta's having some problems, and he was afraid to leave her. He was, planning on bringing a lot of boat anchor type equipment. He didn't show up, but I think the turnout was probably more than usual. I didn't stay around for the auction, and I didn't even look in the door at what was accumulating for the auction, so I can't give a report on that. I'm not sure if Brian stayed around for that or not. I have to get that report from somebody else. That's about it from here, so I guess I'll go ahead and make this my last one, and thanks for calling it, Charlie, and I'll send it on to Chuck, N4IYQ, WB4NKL.
Okay, WB4 NKL and old friends N4IYQ. Good copy on everybody all the way around. Charlie did come up last go around, so probably just conditions. Certainly good turnout here today on the old friends. Talking about turnout, the walk at Cliff event. Last year we had about 285, and I heard a number of 399 or 400 as I was walking around. Some of the people that were doing registration. It was chilly and kind of breezy. You had a good tailwind when you were going out the course, but coming back, as Cliff alluded, there was a headwind and trying to pull back up the hill. Enjoyed it as always. Everybody have a great week. Hope to catch you next Sunday. We miss the Tuesdays and Thursdays. And Charlie, if you copy me, thanks for calling in as always, all the net controls. KG4 IUQ, good afternoon, everybody. N4IYQ.
This is KG4 IUQ, Mark in Shelby. Well, I recently acquired a 350 single side transceiver. I had begun to get it to work by changing some diodes in the power supply and then some resistors. And then today I replaced capacitors and it no longer worked and started blowing bubbles. So I'm going to see what happens if I put the original capacitors in there just to see what difference it might make. K1 VVC, you're sounding good. From your Johnson Backing 500. Larry, NKM in Virginia, you sound good. Doak, PFI in Suches, you say that you had a new pastor at church today, and that it was a positive thing. 65 degrees there. Jimmy, K4JAL in Burnsville, you're sounding good. And Boone, WA4EVK, you sound good with the AF68 and the Swan Max 1. Also, LLR Dave says that he had a great church service this morning, and I noticed that N4LQ says that he has found dark matter that can be acquired by buying it by the bottle, and I think that's a humorous statement, and I'm going to turn it over to K1 VVC, John. This is KG4IUQ.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mark. KG4IUQ and the group K1 VVC. Well, Cliff, thanks a lot for the info on the Antique Wireless meet. And I guess that transmitter might be the one that I told you about that I originally saw at Lawrenceville and that I said it'd show up at, I think it was at Kutztown. That was, for a low power transmitter, that thing was really huge. But that would definitely make a really nice station with the matching transmitter. So I'm glad you picked that receiver up. Other than that, not much to report. Just did a lot of things around the house, getting my wife ready for things she wanted here for do in the springtime. Stuff to clear up, and you know, it was a nice weekend all in all. It was good. Thanks a lot, Charlie. You were coming through fine here, by the way. And as we went on time-wise, your signal, all the signals started to come up pretty well. So appreciate you calling the net. And as far as dark matter concerns, it's all dark to me. Definitely nothing that I could even think about. So over to you, Larry, and I hope you're doing well. WB4NKM from K1VVC.
K1VVC, WB4NKM. Thank you, John. Yeah, we're doing good. We're getting along fine. Coming right along. And it's been good to check in here today. C-73s to all that's checked out so far. And hello to Jimmy and Boone. Hello, Jimmy. I finally got to talk to you. Ford mentioned earlier that I'm running the Johnson Ranger and AL811 combination. We're running about 150 watts and carrier with receiving on a Hammerlin HQ-170A and antennas 10-foot height weight. Picked up a new hobby that I hadn't got into in a while. I'll say new hobby. It was 16 years ago that I laid the hobby down, and I got back into it this weekend, and that's reloading. I've been tumbling brass and making a mess in the house for the wife. We're not able to get out because of the wind and the cold and stuff, and I had to have something to do, so I started doing that again. I don't know if we've got any gun enthusiasts on here, but I started that back up, and I grabbed, the first thing I grabbed was some 44 Magnum straight walls, and I got a bag of them polished up, so got plenty to do. C-73's here also, and hope to catch you all on the next one. Everybody's sounding good. Charlie, your radio station's sounding good up here, so it must be conditions. Down to you, Dope. WM4PFI, WB4NKM.
WB4NKM, this is Larry in for PFI and suches. Okay, good copy on everyone. Did want to tell you that my wife and I traveled over to Northeast Alabama Friday, spent the night, went to a small ham fest in Fort Payne. You all that keep up with country music, that's the home of Alabama. And we've been to that ham fest before, but there was maybe 40 to 60 people, I guess, there at the ham fest. Very, very small crowd, and not a lot of things to see. Only receivers. I didn't see a single transmitter. I saw a couple of Yazo and a 10-watt transceiver for sale. Saw Hamlin HQ-110 and then a Heathkit HR-10. That was it. But I did see a unique microphone I'd not ever seen before. It's an static D2, Delta 2, little slim profile microphone. This one was set up to be a hand mic. I'd never seen one at all. And when I had a chance this afternoon to look, the ones I've seen online are set up like in a stand, but this one was like a hand mic. Looked like it was in almost mint condition. Like I said, slimmer than a D104. What I read about it was that it has a crystal mic in it that seems to almost always fail. And the man I was reading about said he replaced his with to make it be exactly like a D104. Started to buy it, but the man wanted $200 for it, and it was a little more than I wanted to pay for that microphone. But anyhow, I just want to let you know I'd ran into something I'd not seen before. Perhaps you have too. Well, I'll go ahead and say 73s. I will be listening for a little while, but I'll, about time for us to eat supper here. Thank you for calling, Annette. Good to hear everybody on today. I'll be listening for a little bit. Jimmy, over to you, K4JAL. This is WN4PFI. I'll be clear, but listening.
WM4PFI, K4JAL. Well, so long everybody that's left, especially Larry. I hope you've still got your radio on. I've been worried about you and hope you's all right. Good old Larry. I'm on the ART-13 and the notebook computer. One of these days I'll get a real receiver over here, but I don't know when. All this talk about dark matter and dark energy, I'm sort of interested in those kinds of things, but made-up physics don't appeal to me. Why on dark energy, can't they just say that it looks like there's acceleration of the galaxies away from each other, and we don't know what's causing it, and we're looking into it, but then they make up a term like dark energy, and they make up a term like dark matter, and they make up string theory and all this other stuff that's just a hallucination on somebody's part. I have them myself, but I don't publish them. Anyway, one good news, the mirror fell off my wife's Audi, and I took it to my buddy at the Carolina Collision, and he couldn't figure out how to get it on. He said the bracket was broke, and I was playing around while Helen was shopping this morning and picked it up, and lo and behold, all you have to do is put it up there sideways and twist, and it goes back on. So my hero status remains at home. There you go. Back to you, Charlie. No, wait a minute. I go to my buddy down there, WA4EVK, Mr. Boone, K4JAL.
Thank you, Jimmy. K4JAL in the group, WA4EVK. Well, it's been an interesting day propagation-wise. Charlie, you, last go-around, you came way up, so that secured the problem over here. I've got my usual Sunday afternoon noise source going. We got all kinds of things going on. We got the fire over at Table Rock giving us a little bit of haze in the neighborhood. We're not too far off from that, about 15 miles, I think. So we're getting a little smoke out of it. And that kind of wraps it up. Doak, I do reload here. A good bit of revolver in the past. I have to have a conversation with you about it sometime. And Steve, just a word to you. I'll try to make it to the 160 net tonight, but you're absolutely right about this signal enhancer. If you don't have a spectrum panel, you got to have some really fine ears to hear the shifts in this thing as you change phase. And I'm going to get off here and turn it back to Charlie. W4MEC, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone, WA4EVK in the group, W4MEC. Well, real good, fellas. We'll do a quick 73 round here. If I was paying attention correctly, NKL checked out, ARK checked out, IYQ, BBC, PFI. I think the rest of us are still here, so I'll sort that out in a minute. And first off, Jimmy, thank you for your comment on the dark matter stuff, and you know, it's all a bunch of folks sitting around putting formulas on the board and jumping to conclusions and thinking this and that, and none of it has any solid proof. Because every time, I just read about something last week where they another guy came up with a theory that shot down everybody, some other theory. So you know, it's just all taking their best guess, and they can't prove anything so far. But one thing that's right now, we are all here, and so is the planet and the universe. And the only real proof that we got here is that a supreme being made it all. So until they get that solved and tell us otherwise, I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to doubt their man-made creation in the first place. So And Larry, yeah, I still reload. The smallest I reload is a 30 caliber N1 carbine round, and the largest is a 45-70. And I got into loading shotgun shells about 17 years ago, and the first time I did was in the kitchen. And the last time I did was in the kitchen on the same day, and 17 years later, I can still find shot on the floor. So vacuum cleaners do not pick up number 8 shot. So it's still hiding in each little crevice or bit of molding on the floor. There's a piece or two still hiding down there, so I'll never get rid of it. Anyway, so we'll do a 73 around here, and if I got this right, Mir, you'll turn it over to John's 4B. John, you'll turn it over to Mark IUQ. Mark, you'll turn it over to Larry, and Larry to Jimmy, and I think Boone left, but you might try him. WA4LLR in the group, W4 me see.
All righty, fine business. Charlie, you're back up to your normal bodacious signal now, so evidently it's just band conditions, which is good. I have enjoyed it. Charlie, thank you for calling it. And my undying belief is that design requires a designer. So anyway, I do enjoy reading the theories, and of course that's what I recognize them at until the proof shows up. Everybody have a great rest of the weekend. Pray that the fires get dampened by the rain coming along. And Lord willing, we'll look for you on Tuesday. So 7-3, God bless, and everybody take care. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
Okay, Dave, WA4LLR. This is N4LQ, and it's been a nice net. I've enjoyed it. I'll be on 160 at 8 o'clock tonight, 1864, listening to see if anybody shows up. It's been really, really scant, and conditions have been pretty nice. So hope we can pick up some activity tonight. With that, we'll pass along our 73s and turn it over to Mir, WF2U, N4LQ.
Yeah, very good, Steve. N4LQ and the group, this is WF2U. Yeah, well, this was a nice net, actually, and everybody, I had no problems with anybody, and as I said, everybody was like at least most of the time was hitting 9 and 9 plus. So absolutely no problems. Charlie, you actually started to creep up towards 10 over 9. And so I enjoyed it. Time for me to go in and get on with my evening chores, like feeding the dogs before I feed myself. And so 73, everybody, have a good evening and a good week. Yeah, there is no chance I'll be on the morning nets at that time. I think I just can't make it at the time that it starts because I'm busy. So I guess next weekend is, as usual, Sunday. I'll be here. And, just one question: are we keeping the 5 o'clock, or are we going to go back to 4? I have to know. Actually, by the time I saw the email about the 5 o'clock, I came out here before 4, and I was just sitting here and started to just move things when I realized that we're starting at 5. So I think Buddy is still here. And if not, it's then pick up the next one. For some reason, I was just going over the list of everybody here, and I missed Charlie when you said who to pass it on to. I know that Cliff checked out. So 73 all, WB4ARK and the group. This is WF2U.
Didn't Buddy sign?
WF2U, WB4NKM. I'll grab it here. I guess may not have been my turn, but I'll say 73s, everybody really enjoyed the net. It was a good net. Mary, you've got a great signal up here right now, booming in. But conditions have changed, and what I need to do is hitch a ride with Cliff and Chuck on the next meeting down in Spartanburg. I'll come down, and I'll just have to leave here a little early and go down and maybe ride down with those guys and meet up with you, Charlie, and talk about 4570, and also you, Boone. And I've been shooting 4570 and reloading for it for a long time, and also I like the 45 Colt. But we can talk about that at one of those meetings, I guess. And I'll say 73s, I've really enjoyed it, fellas. You all take care. Look forward to talking to you again. Over to you, Jimmy. K4JAL, WB4NKM.
Okay, Larry, good to hear from you. K4JAL here. John, I think we skipped you. I'll give it over to you. KZ4B.
Okay, Jimmy. I was just going to tell Charlie you can play on my team. When I was a little kid, I decided I could add power to a .22 long rifle cartridge or a bullet by soldering more lead on the projectile. And you know how that turned out. It blew off the end of the soldering iron, cut my hand all to pieces. It could have killed me, I guess. And my dad came down. I was doing this in the basement, and my ears were ringing. I could not hear anything. And my dad came down there and says, "You're not just dumb, you're stupid." And I couldn't tell what he was saying, but I knew he was considerably upset. And so we're soulmates on that. So I've tried to stay away from reloading. I shoot lots of ammo, but I don't try to load it. And maybe I'll live longer, who knows. But anyway, thanks for calling the net. Enjoyed it. And so I guess it does go back to Larry. WB4NKM and the group KZ4B, clear by listening.
And it goes to Mark.
Okay, this is KG4IUQ. All right. Well, I'll have to agree with Dave LLR that design requires a designer. And I believe that the one most high is aware of everything. It's been a good net, and I'm going to turn it over to somebody, and I have no idea what to do, so I'm going to send it back to Charlie, W4MEC.
Thanks, Mark. Goes to Jimmy.
Okay, K4JAL here. I didn't know John had signed either, but I guess he has. Yeah, I'm ready to leave too. Charlie, thanks for putting it all together, putting up with a bunch of wild men. It's really good to have John around. He's had worse experience than I have. K4JAL over to W4MEC 73.
Okay, Jimmy. Boone, you still there? Boone took off. All right, W4MEC and the old friends. Thanks for everybody that checked in. We will look for you at 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning. So y'all have a good rest of the day, and don't start any barbecues or fires in